99.3 Nigeria. And for good morning to you, Lagos, Nigeria. Yes, we're live. We're back on the show. Dailies today for one last time for the week. Right. I am Sheriff Quadry. And yes, you can watch us live on Facebook and on YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3 is how you can watch on Facebook and on YouTube as well. We've got the papers here on the table. By the way, we're going to start with the New Telegraph newspaper. For today, we'll take two stories from the New Telegraph, then we'll move away from the paper. Insecurity, Nigerians groan amid helplessness. The riders, stakeholders demand new strategies to curb worsening security challenges. Or need one Southwest governors to involve Gani Adams in securing Yoruba land. Those are the riders. You can read further on pages 29, 30, and 31. We'll move on to page 37 right now. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger's exit. Member nations must give ECOWAS 1 year notice. Sage. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger exit. Member nations must give ECOWAS 1 year notice. Sage. Story, page 37 of the New Telegraph newspaper. Let's go pick up the Punch newspaper this morning. Abductions. 15 states enlist 50,000 vigilantes against kidnappers. Rider Sokoto training 2,000 men. Delta recruiting 2,400. Ogun 16,500. Say governor's aides. Abductors threatening to kill Ekiti school children. Reduce ransom to 15 million naira. Parents. Okay. All right. Wow. So those children are still there. Abductions, 15 states enlist 50,000 vigilantes against kidnappers. Story is on pages 2 and 43 of the Punch newspaper. FG bars states from collecting mining royalties. Story is on page 8. FG bars states from collecting mining royalties. Page 8 of the Punch newspaper. Naira rebounds as banks offload excess dollars. That story is on page 36. Naira rebounds as banks offload excess dollars. Page 36 of the Punch newspaper. Let's take this one here. And then we'll move away from the front page to go take a look at the Metro page of the Punch newspaper. Protest rocks OAUTH over 2,000 sacked workers. That's on page 42. Protest rocks OATH over 2,000 sacked workers. Page 42 of the Punch newspaper. Now let's go to the Metro page of the Punch newspaper. Let's take a couple stories there before we move away completely. Mohbad's father inspects singer's corpse months after exhumation. Mohbad's father inspects singer's corpse months after exhumation. That's on the Metro page of the Punch newspaper. Let's take another one here. 20-year-old man jailed 30 months for rape. 20-year-old man jailed 30 months for rape. That story is also here on the Metro page of the Punch newspaper. Police arrest 52 during raid on Ogun cult initiation venue. Police arrest 52 during raid on Ogun cult initiation venue. 52 people. What are they looking for there, though? Like, do they share something? Do they give them jobs there? Like 9-to-5 jobs? I don't understand, really. So I'm going to drop this paper now and go straight. Let's go pick Daily Trust newspaper. Daily Trust is here. Nigerians decry rising cost of living. Nigerians decry rising cost of living. After Daily Trust, I would come to the Guardian and then would take some calls before we go to the Vanguard and the Nation this morning, okay? So Daily Trust, page 4. Nigerians decry rising cost of living. Rice costs 70,000 naira. Flour, 44,000 naira per bag. Cement, 7,000 naira per bag. It's now difficult to survive in Nigeria. Tame inflation, tackle insecurity, LCCI. These are the riders to that main story. Nigerians decry rising cost of living, page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Let's go to that page 4 to go and take a look at it. Let's go to that page 4 to go and take a look at it. So here we go now. Citizens across Nigeria, rather, have expressed concerns over the rising prices of essential commodities such as rice, flour, sugar, and cement, among others. This is just as the naira continues to suffer depreciation, thereby reducing the purchasing power of the people. Investigations by the Daily Trust correspondents in Abuja, Kano, Kwara, Ebonyi, Oyo, and Lagos states revealed challenging situations for various groups of people, with some residents resulting to prayers, while others calling on the government to take decisive control measures. Let's go to Kano. Let's go to Kano. After Kano, we'll come to Lagos. In Kano, it was gathered that a 50 kg bag of locally milled rice, which sold as for 7,700 naira early January, is now selling at between 58,500 and 60,000 naira, depending on the brand. While a 50 kg bag of flour, which was sold at 35,500 naira early January, is now 40,000 naira. Similarly, a 50 kg bag of sugar at Singa Market is now selling at 73,000 naira, as against 62,000 naira sold in early January. A bag of cement, which was 5,500 naira in the beginning of January 2024, rose to 7,300 naira as of yesterday. You can read further on Kano. Let's go to Lagos. Okay, so here we go. In Lagos, Daily Trust observed that a 50 kg bag of foreign rice was sold for between 65,000 naira and 70,000 naira, while the local rice goes for 65,000 naira. 10 kilogram of semovita was sold for 11,500 naira at Quadry market, while a paint bucket of beans goes for 13,500 naira. It was also gathered that a bag of sugar is now sold for 63,000 naira. Further investigations revealed that the prices were almost the same in Port Harcourt, River State, Ibadan, Oyo State, and Abakaliki, Ebonyi State, among others. That's it. That's it for... Which state should we look at? I have Kwara here. I have Abuja here as well. Okay, you can read further. Nigerians decry rising cost of living, page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. They have summary infographics on the front page, and they have here what the amount each food commodity is going for, apart from cement, of course. Cement is also there. And you could see the states as well. So we're going to move on to other stories now. Naira gains sales for 1,400 naira dollar at parallel markets. Naira gains sales for 1,400 naira to a dollar at parallel markets. That story is on page 24. If you'd like to read further, you can pick up the page and read further. Let's see. Niger junta expels EU recovery mission members. Niger junta expels EU recovery mission members. Stories on page 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper. So we're going to drop Daily Trust. Let's go to The Guardian. After The Guardian, I will come to the telephone lines to come take your thoughts very quickly. The Guardian has this story on its front page. FG decries minus 2 trillion naira debts, illegal operators. Oh, well, you allowed this to fester. What are you decrying now? You allowed it to go on for too long. FG decries minus 2 trillion naira debts, illegal operators. So on page 29 of the Guardian newspaper. Agony of road users. Over 120 extortion points. Double travel time. Travelers' pains in Southeast. Yeah. Now there's a report on what travelers face and what transporters face when they leave for the Southeast. They have these infographics here as well. Very interesting infographics here. A minimum of 120 stops, almost in quick succession, on the 464 kilometers trip between Lagos and Aba was witnessed by travelers at an average of 5 minutes delay at each stop. If both gatekeepers and drivers are in the mood to play ball, the 120 checkpoints imply 10 hours of extra travel time per trip. Why? Okay. Well, you can read further. Page 29 is where you'd find more on that story, okay? Bandits abduct director near military base as report cites rising impact of insecurity. That story is on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. Nigerians. Take a listen to this story very well. Nigerians sell their relatives as low as 30,000 naira to traffickers. NGO reviews. That story is on page 29 of the Guardian newspaper. Nigerians sell their relatives as low as 30,000 naira to traffickers. Page 28 of the Guardian newspaper. It's 7:42 right now. It's my time to come and hear your thoughts. I'd love to go through that story. But maybe we'll go through it when we have time, right? 0700 993 993 993 01 277 0993 01 277 1993 01 277 2993 and 01 277 3993. Our female only line is 0201 465 7190. That is 0201 465 7190 for the female callers and the female callers only. Alrighty. And please do be aware that you've got 60 seconds to share your thoughts with me. WhatsApp is 0809 597 5805 on WhatsApp. That's on WhatsApp, 0809 597 5805 on WhatsApp. You can also drop me a comment on our live stream on Facebook and on YouTube, Nigeria Info 99.3. Good morning to you. Morning to you. Okay, let's go take another call. Nigeria Info, good morning to you.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Yes, please.
This is the merchant man.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, how is the family, sir?
Good. Please go on. Take your point, please.
Yeah, my point is the bandits who abduct their victims very close to military barracks. Sheriff, if you look at some cases where some people were kidnapped, there are these issues of people being kidnapped very close to barracks. So when you think about the issue of repentant terrorists who were injected into our military, you begin to connect some dots. What is actually happening? Is there any
Where did you hear that repentant terrorists are inducted or injected into military? Where did you get that news from?
Forgiving these guys who were injected into the army. Has it not been on the public?
No, there's nothing like that. Military, okay. You don't have repentant terrorists in the military.
You read on the paper now that some people were kidnapped very close to the military barracks. Didn't you read something like that?
Yes, I did.
So my question now is, why is it always that, like the one that happened few days ago in Imo State, very close to that Kofi, that Larry Brigade, why is it that most times people were kidnapped very close to military barracks, where people will feel that the environment very close to the barracks, they will have
should be safe
sense of security.
Right.
Why must it always be like that? So we must always ask these questions because
I agree.
Suspicious.
I agree.
So that's my question.
I totally agree with you completely that people should feel safe. With or without the military's presence there should be a sense of safety wherever anybody goes or wherever anybody lives or are in this part of the world, right? But we don't have that right now. The insecurity is rife. But please discard the notion that, repentant terrorists were conscripted into the military. No, that never happened. It never happened. There's nothing like that. What happened was that there is a safe corridor for militants who wanted to repent, who wanted to have a change of life or something like that. And then there is a process, de-radicalization and all of those things that they did for them. The ones that are not Nigerians were sent to their home country because their home countries also have something similar to what we're doing. It's a standard United Nations procedure and processes to de-radicalize repentant terrorists wherever they are in the world, right? And that is what the military did or is doing now. So it doesn't mean that after de-radicalization they will now absorb them into the military. There's nothing like that. I know that the news has been there like that. I mean, not official news. People just try to wing this as though it's real, but it's not real. There's nothing like that, okay? Please disabuse your mind of that. Let me jump on this call here. Good morning to you. That call is gone. I've got another one here. Nigeria Info, good morning to you.
Sorry, good morning.
Good morning.
They talk of food. What of medicine?
Who?
I say they talk of food. What
Food,
of drugs?
okay. Oh, what of drugs? Okay.
The drug I used to buy at 3,800 is now 14,000.
Hmm.
And I have to take 2 of it in a month. How much am I using in eating?
Hmm.
In my community, 3-4 people have slumped in the last 10 days.
Oh my.
They should think of it.
Oh my.
Food, medicine. People will job and not be say they sick. They slump.
Oh.
What happened? It just fall.
Oh.
And that's it. People should make a research on it and tell this government to help us. And not come chop medicine. Money.
Morning to you, Madam Ife. Thanks for calling me. Appreciate it. And I hope that those individuals, I hope they're good now. I really hope they're good. Good morning to you.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, I want to talk about the story on the people that are selling their family member for 30,000 naira.
Can you imagine?
That's height of wickedness. Look at what Nigerian government are, what they are making people to do for 30,000 naira. That is because they are hungry. Everyone is hungry in this country. I'm a very young man, but the cost of living is too high. It's too high. I've never experienced this kind of thing in my life before. Somebody that don't want to steal will go and steal just to eat, just to eat, not for any other thing, just to eat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's too high now. The Nigerian government should just help us and do something about it. Kidnapping all over the place, armed robbery all over the place, and then people are selling their family members to make money and eat in this country. It is very bad. It is very, very wrong. Thank you, Mr. Sherry.
Thank you too for calling. Appreciate your time. Okay, let's go take some comments, shall we? Yeah. We'll stop first. Let's stop over at YouTube, then we'll move on from YouTube. This person, what's your name? Anthony also says there is a direct correlation between unbearable cost of living and insecurity. Where a bag of rice is higher than minimum wage and even the elites are crying, all we hear from government is voice notes. Anthony also, I completely agree with you on the fact that there is this correlation, there is this connection between insecurity and poor, bad economy. Because people would get desperate, people would want to survive. That's why you have crime, the rising rates of crime in the country. Essentially, it's standard, it's normal. You have said the right thing. Olumide Obe says, whenever prices increase in Nigeria, suddenly no one has old stock. Let no one cry and decry. We are all crocodiles waiting deprive. That's Olumide Obe who dropped that on YouTube. I've got another one here though. We have this one that says New Age is your name on YouTube. Says the next protest is going to be worse than the NSAS because it's going to be about hunger. It would involve everyone, father, mother, youths, even children. Nigeria is now becoming bad by each day. That's New Age who dropped that here. I hope we don't get to that point, because the thing is, if everything tumbles, if everything goes upside down, we're still going to have to bear the brunt. Right? Let's count on the fact that if something will change pretty soon. I mean, let's count on the fact that there is light at the end of the tunnel somewhere along the line. Would smile. Everybody will smile along the line. Blair Anya says Nigerians decry insecurity, decry high cost of living, forex, decry forex rates, decry corruption, decry geriatric politicians, decry electoral malpractices, decry tribalism. What happens after decrying? Thank you for sharing your thought. I'm going to cross over now. Let's go to WhatsApp. We'll take a few thoughts on WhatsApp. Then we'll take one or two calls before we go to X and Facebook this morning. Okay. So here we go with this WhatsApp message that says, with all the hardships in the country, no work, high cost of living, those that have no job to do now? Do we blame them for stealing? The government has failed us. That's Osuma from Ifo in Ogun State. Hold up, Osuma. I hear you loud and clear. I do hear you. I'm going to take another message here on WhatsApp. This says, Ononi of Ife saying that the governors of the Southwest should use Gani Adams to curb insecurity. Where is Amotekun? When Sunday Bull was trying to stop insecurity in the Southwest, what did he do to support him? What is the role of these traditional kings in those days? You mean a traditional king is like mini god, but now even Ifa is now saying is now saying the truth. God, is not saying or is now saying? Okay, so I don't understand that part. Jerry, thank you for sharing. I've got another one here. After this one, then we'll come to the telephone, right? This person says, is Saudi Arabia de-radicalized terrorists? Because you said it's a world standard. They play, Sheriff. Nothing is possible in nothing. You mean nothing is impossible in Nigeria? Terrorists are in the army. As Wale Ademola from Obalende. Wale Ademola, thank you. I've said my bit on that story. You can either take it or leave it. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, please.
This is Joy from Eva.
Welcome.
Please, Mr. Sheriff, is this these children that they kidnapped from Ekiti State?
Yeah.
And they are demanding much money from them. I pray that they will not kill those children as they did to that girl in Abuja. The federal government should do something to help the family of those children and their teachers. I feel for the parents. I feel for those children. Let them do something. Let them do something. This country, I don't know what is happening. God, help also.
Joy, thank you for calling me. My biggest worry is the long-term impact, mental impact of being kidnapped on those children's mental health. That's my biggest worry. If they will ever outgrow that scar. That's my biggest worry. And what that could mean to they themselves or to their parents and their loved ones and people around them. That trauma that they're currently going through. That's my biggest worry right now. Wale is in the corridor on WhatsApp. Wale says, why are you surprised about 52 courses arrested in Ogun? What do you expect when someone in this government said they will employ thugs to collect tax? Again, there's been correction on that particular notion. Some people deliberately spread that false narrative, yeah? And the person was even here, when was that? Some days ago? All right. Okay, I'm going to jump on this call before we go to Facebook. Good morning to you. I can't hear you, sorry. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Sherry.
Morning.
We are talking about this thing. Let us see those children first. Forget about the trauma. Let us even receive them alive first before we can say something and that. Let us receive the children alive first, please.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I agree with you. We need to get them alive first, yeah? Good morning to you.
Good morning, Sherry.
Yes, please. Good morning.
My name is Ayo from Ikorodu.
Welcome, Ayo. Welcome.
Yeah, I think state governors coming out with security outfits for alternative protection of their states. So that is a clear sign that the federal government has failed. Because it's not the federal government that want to set up it is the state now, out of desperation and I don't know how to put it. You understand? They are confused. They don't even know what to do. And you are having the government. You understand? When people say the government is failing, the defenders will come and defend and say, no, they are not. This is a sign of a failed state. The country, from all indices, in all angles, there's nothing you can say that this government has done that is right. So when they say they failed and they said no, you say they are supporters to come and attack us. You understand? Then continue.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Ayo. Thanks for calling. 7:55, Nigeria Info. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Robert.
Let's hear you.
Hello? Sheriff.
Yes, let's hear you, please. Please go on.
God bless you for me. What I want to say is that...
There's something wrong with your connection, though. It's breaking. I could barely make out what you're saying.
Can you hear me now?
It's break. I think you would have to call me back. I'm sorry. It's breaking. Good morning to you.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good
Yes, please. Morning to you.
Thank you for good job. God bless you, sir.
You too.
What
Thank you.
I want to say, that report they brought out about sugar, I sent message to your phone this morning.
Okay.
Because that is my business.
Okay.
Sugar from company now is 70,000 from company. Dangote sugar.
How much was it in, let's say, how much was it in December?
December, it was 63,000.
63, okay.
61.
Okay.
Yeah, because they have boa sugar also. Then the flour. Now, I just sent it to you yesterday. They sent us is 6,000. That's 48,500 from the company. Is that not 50,000 per bag? This thing is just too much. You know one thing, Nigeria masses have been suffering in this country. Only say we are so weak. We don't know what to do. Not just to fight. It's for us to sit on the road, every one of us. Not going out, not coming in. We will not carry any harm to harm anybody. We just sit on the road, not going anywhere. Because people are suffering now. Criminal everywhere. Thank you.
Thank you too for calling me, and that's what I appreciate about the spirit of the people, the ability to get things done when their leaders are not doing what they're supposed to do. But then people would have to be creative in letting government hear their pleas and their cries, not through destruction, not through maiming. Because as you want to go and do all of these things, some other elements are planning to sabotage the sitting outside, nobody go anywhere. They're lurking around because that's what they do. They take advantage of the weak. So we've got to be more creative in whatever it is that we are fighting for, or whatever it is that we want government to hear and listen to us, right? Not to give the criminals, the real criminals, the opportunity to rob us, to loot our homes, our businesses, and destroy things even further, right? Okay, we're gonna take a few comments. Let's go to X very quickly because we haven't been to X this morning, and take one or two comments from there, and then we'll now move on to let's see. This person says free quality education and low unemployment rates will solve high level of crime and poverty, speedy and efficient judiciary, less corruption, especially in civil service, and unbiased INEC will bring about lasting growth and development and patriotism. Well said, solution-driven comments. I love it. Okpayemi, Richard is your name. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate it. I can't take any more comment, but let me drop this one from Joy Forever, who says, Nigeria is on downturn. Imagine PPPRO telling us not to pay ransom. Insecurity has taken another turn. Dollars will continue to be high because we only consume. Oni of Ife should rest. Where was he when people were agitating? He said, well, that's Joy Forever. On that note, I have to go now. I have to step aside. But I'll be back. At 9 o'clock for the open mic on Daily Digest with Jimmy Lisu from 9 to 10. So stay here on Nigeria Info 99.3. I'm Sheriff Quadry. Back to Kofi Bartels on the Morning Crossfire.
If you love conversations,
where else can you get it? Then the station best in talk.
That's why education is the main thing. Once you kill education, you can control the people.
Africans just like to blame things.
It's our constitution ban military from intervention in the government.
Yeah, if you want to destroy any country, kill the education. It's as simple as that.
Former terrorists who are undergoing rehabilitation are now saying that the government's promise to pay them $30,000 has failed, and for that reason, they are on the streets protesting.
Possession doesn't win you matches round.
No, but if they can't hold on to the ball, they cannot score.
Another thing again is our officiating, especially in the league. Why is it that Nigerian referees are not selected for CAF tournaments or CAF matches?
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens.